Okay, so in this recording, we will be looking at the topic Surds. So understanding the meaning of Surds and manipulating Surds. So learning about the rules you use when you calculate with Surds. Okay, what is a Surd first of all? Okay, so a Surd is an irrational number expressed using a root. So square root of 5. Let's say we did type this into your calculator. Square root of 5 is 2.236067977. That number goes on infinitely. So root 5 is a surd. Well, is the square root of 4 a surd? No, because the square root of 4 is 2, which is a rational number. Square root of 8, yes, that's a surd. Square root of 100 can be expressed as 10, because 10 times 10 is 100, so it's not a surd. So there are some rules that you need to be aware of when you're applying or calculating with surds. Let's talk through those first of all. So square root of 3 times the square root of 5 is the same as the square root of 15. Let me just explain that rule. So let's say we had the square root of 9 times the square root of 9. Well, we know the square root of 9 is 3, square root of 9 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9, which is the square root of 81, right? So you can see how that rule works. So I'm going to write this in algebra. Square root of A times the square root of B is the square root of AB. I'll just put a little calculation underneath there to show you. Square root of 7 times the square root of 5 we can write as the square root of 35. Okay, square root of 6 squared is just 6. A square reverses a square root. You can sort of see this here. We're timesing the number, the surd by itself, and we just get 9. Square root of 9 times the square root of 9 is 9, right? Let me just write this in algebra. Square root of A squared equals A. And I'll put a little example underneath here. Square root of 3 squared is 3. 2 root 3 times 3 root 5. This is kind of like saying 2 lots of root 3 times 3 lots of root 5. And with multiplication, we can actually work it out in any order. We can work out 2 times 3 is 6. And we can work out that root 3 times root 5 is root 15. And last one here, 5 root 7 plus 2 root 7. We've got 5 lots of root 7, and we're going to add 2 lots of root 7 to them, so that's 7 lots of root 7. I won't write these to an algebra form, but just be aware of those rules too. Okay, maybe have a go at these 4 questions yourself and see how you get on. Root 7 times root 2, root 14. Root 5 squared, 5. 2 root 7 times 3 root 2. Well, 2 times 3 is 6. Root 7 times root 2 is root 14. And the last one, 5 root 3 minus root 3. Well, that's like thinking 5 root 3, take away 1 root 3, which is 4 root 3s. You need to be able to simplify a surd. So in order to simplify a surd, you really need to know your square numbers. I'm going to write these at the top. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9, etc. I'll go up to 100, I think. Okay, so root 200. If you look at all your square numbers, which is the highest common factor of 200? Well, it's 100. So I can write root 200 as the root of 2 times 100. This is linking back to this rule over here, rule 1, kind of in reverse. And I would suggest to write all your steps down. If you're trying to make shortcuts here, you're likely to make mistakes. I'm going to split this up into root 2 times root 100. Root 2 is a surd, we cannot work it out. Root 100 is 10, which simplifies to 10 root 2. I'll do these 2 examples for you because this is quite difficult to get your head around, and then you can have a look at a couple of questions yourself. So the highest common factor of 8 that is a square number is 4. So I can write root 8 as root 4 times 2. I can split it into root 4 times root 2. Root 4 is 2. Cart root 2 simplifies to 2 root 2. Root 75. Highest square number, 25. Okay, let's split that up now to root 25 times root 3. Root 25 is 5. 5 lots of root 3, we write as 5 root 3. Okay, have a go at these 3, see how you get on. So root 32. Now, you may not have used the highest common factor, so I'm going to show you 2 different ways of getting the correct answer here. So root 32, the highest common factor is actually 16. So it's root of 16 times 2. Square root of 16 times the square root of 2. Square root of 16 is 4. 4 root 2. Now, what would have happened if you had used 4? Let me just show you over here. Because 4 is a factor of 32, right? It's just not the highest common factor, so you can have some more steps to look at. 4 times 8. Oops. Right, so this would give you 2 root 8, but root 8 isn't simplified. Root 8 you can write as square root of 4 times 2. So can you just see it would have taken you longer? Square root of 4 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 root 2, same answer. Okay, and these 2 other questions, root 300, 100 is the highest common factor. Square root of 100 times the square root of 3. 10 times root 3. 10 root 3. Same with this root 81 as well. You may not have spotted, but the highest common factor is 16 again. So if you had have used 4, you may not have it simplified fully. You might have to carry on simplifying. So 16 times 5. I think I will show you with using 4, just in case you did do that. But if you didn't and you have the answer, you can just fast forward this bit. So root 80. So if I look at that root 20, it is actually divisible by 4, isn't it? Root 4 is 2. Root 4 is 2. And can you see we do get the same answer for root 5. Okay, so how do we simplify 5 root 8? You may not want to write it like this, but I just think for the first example, it kind of helps your understanding. This is 5 lots of root 8. Highest common factor is 4. Again, let me separate it off first. As I've said earlier, try not to do shortcuts. That is, people who make mistakes, I find with this topic, tend to not write all their full working out. 10 root 2. If you're feeling confident enough, maybe have a go at this first one yourself, or maybe just listen and have a go at the other two yourself. So root 20 is 4 times 5. Just rewritten root 4 as 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 root 5. Next one, 4 root 50. 25 is the highest common factor. Square root of 25 is 5. 4 times 5 is 20. 20 root 2. And this last one, again, 25 is your highest common factor. 75 comes from 25 times 3. Root 25 is 5. 10 times 5 is 50.